Let's talk about the party in government. You led the charge from opposition into government. It's been 6 months.
Yeah.
What has been your assessment? Are you meeting your own expectations?
So far, so good. I think that by and large, you cannot have 100% performance, but I think that the government has met our expectations by and large.
When you say so far, so good, which area specifically has pleased you the most?
Well, the economy, for instance, we're in a hopeless situation where all rating agencies have rated us as a junk economy. And the last check, we had bumped to B-. And I hope that by the end of the year, we could be back at B or B+. So that one is on course. And this old generational problem of depreciation of the cedi, we seem to have had some solution, even though we are yet to see whether it's sustainable or not. Be that as it may, it has brought some relief. And consequent upon that, it has affected certain prices in the economy and so on. So generally, there appears to be confidence bouncing back into the system. Confidence on the part of investors and ordinary citizens that there is hope. And I think that is very important.
But you made a very important point, and that those who say let party sponsor, they'll say we're going to bury our head in the sand, but the parties will definitely be in there sponsoring candidates quietly, even if you say you should be elected on non-partisan basis.
You see, there is one thing, people contesting on their own merit, even though they may be party people. Okay, that is what we know happens now. If I go to contest Sekwa Boso electoral area to Tiny District Assembly, everybody knows that I'm a national chairman of NDC. So if I win, NDC will claim to have won. But I'm not being sponsored by the NDC. If you say NDC should sponsor, it comes with costs, it comes with many other implications. And in the course of doing my work, I have to satisfy my partisan constituency instead of the whole community and with all the implications. So I think we are better off getting the elections than even if, parties will wish the candidates aligned to their cause will win and so on. It is not the same thing as the party sponsoring the candidate.
The president, when he met the confirmed MMDCs, also indicated that this time it's not going to be business as usual. You're going to be measured by very clear KPIs, and if you don't deliver, you would either lose your job or get reprimanded. In fact, beyond that, he also talked about asset declaration, which he's given them a deadline to meet. But the KPIs, considering that these are party loyalists, many of them have served the party at different levels. They've paid their dues to the party. I'm not talking about monetary terms, but they're sacrificed. And they will see this as a just reward for the work they've done over the years. Why should KPIs, which you apply in the private sector, become the basis and yardstick for assessing them?
Party loyalists should not necessarily be incompetent. Okay, there are other party loyalists that are competent. So if you prove to be incompetent, another party loyalist who is competent can replace you. So we cannot allow government business to suffer because of party loyalty. That's why I told you that in determining the criteria for the selection, loyalty comes in, but competence ranked higher than loyalty. And so, because we have more people than positions available. So for each position, you have about 20, 30 people who are qualified. So if some are competent and still loyal, you don't leave them there and go and settle on somebody who is incompetent but loyal. So if you cannot deliver, then you have to give way for somebody who is equally loyal but competent.
They understand and have accepted this.
They have accepted it. The names that are being mentioned, somebody is a chief of staff, somebody is a minister operating under a chief of staff, somebody is a vice president, somebody is national chairman, somebody is this. If you present them as competitors, how do you run the cabinet? And anything any of them does could easily be construed to mean campaigning for himself or herself. So if a minister who is operating under a chief of staff, you go and pitch the minister against the chief of staff. If the chief of staff gives instructions and the minister claims that the chief of staff is tormenting him, that's why he's saying do this, do that, do that, do that, it can create problems. Or if the minister is undertaking a policy and the chief of staff construed it to mean that if he takes that, we implement that policy, it's going to work against my ambition and so on. There are a whole lot of challenges that could emerge if you prematurely just go out there shouting, I'm going to be this, I'm going to be that, I'm going to be this. That's why I think that it is early days yet. 6 months into the life of a new government, we should not be talking about who replaces President Mahama in 4 years' time.
And I note your overriding point is we are not there yet.
We are not
too early.
Yeah.
But I also note that you did not rule it out completely.
No. No serious politician rules out any position. It's known by, because it is ambition that drives politics. And if you rush to rule things out, you get to a point where you'll be at a corner where you regret having ruled out certain positions. If I want to demonstrate with my own life, to begin with, I never dreamt of going to Parliament.
Never?
Never.
What did you want to do instead?
No, I was a trained business guy, and I started marketing manager, bank manager, and all that, and stockbroker, and so on. So the thought of going to Parliament never crossed my mind at all until pressure began mounting from my own people that you have to do this, you have to represent our community to do this. Then you say, okay, let me do it for 1 year or 1 term, and then go and do something else. Then you do it, then everybody says you have done it so well that without you, we can't get a good replacement, so continue. That's why some of us found ourselves here as a national chairman of the party. I never planned to go to Parliament at all. I chose a different career path. But circumstances drew me to become a member of Parliament. And even as a member of Parliament, I never thought of becoming a general secretary. So as a member of Parliament, if I had done a press conference to say that, look, I would never be a general secretary in my life, it could have been a hindrance at the point where there was pressure for me to be general secretary. And even as general secretary, it was not in my plan to become national chairman. But circumstances again pushed me to become national chairman. So you don't rule out any other position. Today, if you ask me whether I want to be the General Secretary of United Nations, I would say, well, why not? It's a possibility. So that is why I don't think it is prudent for politicians to be ruling out positions.